Hi, my name is Paul Sargent, and welcome once again to AP Euro Bit by Bit, the series in which I'm trying to break down modern European history into small bite-sized pieces so you can better understand it. And today, we're going to get into yet another revolution. I mean, revolutions happen all the time, and historians love using the term revolution. But this one is perhaps the most important revolution in all of modern European and modern world history. It's the Industrial Revolution. And before we get into it, let me just show you, it gave us things that surround us now today. Everything from prefabricated clothes to the technology that allows me to video this and for you to watch this, to very cheap Americana. So indulge me, if you will, for one moment, because this is the ultimate end of industrialization. Ladies and gentlemen, Mount Rushmore and Americana.
I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend.
Ah, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Industrial Revolution gives us cheap Americana made in China. So cue the end. Well, the Industrial Revolution, very simply, was a period of time from about 1750 to about 1900, we're going to make some nice round dates here, in which the method of manufacturing changed from a labor-powered manufacturing system built upon the backs of animals and people into a mechanized, machine-driven production system that was powered by initially coal, steam, and railroads, and eventually by steel and chemicals and the automobile. Today we're going to look at the causes of British industrialization. Why were they the ones to start the whole process? Well, there are a few factors that Great Britain had which allowed it to become the first nation to industrialize. First of all, to industrialize, you have to have access to raw materials. And Britain had large supplies of coal, iron, and they had rivers which would allow for not only powering these machines, but also for easy transportation of the coal and the iron and the finished products. So that helped them get the whole thing going. Second of all, the agricultural revolution had created a surplus of food. With new foods from the Americas, with improved farming techniques, more people were able to feed themselves. Food supplies increased, population increased, and therefore the degree of famines and all of that was greatly reduced. But as the farming became more mechanized, and as the population grew, there was less need for people in the countryside. So those people came to towns and cities, and boy, where were we going to set up the factories? Towns and cities. Now we've got the labor. There's also a lot of capital in England. England had been for a long time a trading economy, and so there was a lot of cash that was not only in the upper class, but it was also in the bourgeoisie, the middle class, who were increasingly looking for things to buy and invest in, and even those farmers who were involved in cottage industry had cash to buy extra things. Britain had also set up a system of banking and credit which allowed people to invest in large projects to industrialize things. So the economic side was there. The British entrepreneurial spirit was thriving, and there were people who wanted to make money and were willing to invest in order to make that happen. So they invested in factories. Of course, other raw materials were needed. Britain had a huge colonial empire. And that colonial empire allowed them access to many other materials which would help in the process of not only making machines, but also in the process of making the cloth and other things that are going to come out of the machines. And finally, Britain had a government which was sympathetic to business. Keep in mind that the British, after 1688 and the Glorious Revolution, had created a constitutional monarchy. And so the power of the monarch was greatly reduced. And the large power in Great Britain at this point was in Parliament. The House of Commons in Parliament was largely run by the bourgeoisie, the middle class. And so you had business people and entrepreneurs who were making laws which, big surprise, are going to help out business people and entrepreneurs. So all of these factors were in place in Britain and provided the environment which could allow them to industrialize. So in a nutshell, why did Britain industrialize first? Well, they had a system set up of proto-industrialization, the putting out system or the cottage industry. They had a number of inventions which improved that process and gradually created the need to bring that process into one place, the factory. And they had lots of advantages in terms of raw materials, in terms of labor, in terms of capital, in terms of entrepreneurship and government support, which allowed the Industrial Revolution to really take off. These things were largely absent in the rest of Europe. And so Britain became the first ones to industrialize. So that's about it, and I hope that wasn't too detailed of an explanation here, but yeah, First Industrial Revolution, Great Britain. It's going to take over all of Europe. It's going to take over the United States. It's going to take over the entire world. But that is for another time. In fact, if you're interested in finding out more about the Second Industrial Revolution, just click on the link right here and I'll take you to a video that I made a while ago about, guess what, the Second Industrial Revolution. But until then, hey, and until next time, this is AP Euro Bit by Bit. I hope you take the time to subscribe to this channel because you'll be notified every time I put up a new video. I hope these videos are helping. As always, from me, Paul Sargent, and from our founding fathers, let me just say, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.